Hi paint pouring people. Today I'm going to do the swirl technique. It's fun, it's easy, it's simple, and us paint pouring people should never be bored because there's always something you can try. This is a fun one. There's only, I like to say there's no rules, but there's a couple of rules on this one that will help make a better pattern. One of them is there's no silicone in my paint mix. And number two is I'm using high contrast colors. In this case, I'm going to go as high contrast as I can. It's going to be black and white, and then I'm going to throw in some turquoise. So let's get started, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. I have a 12 by 12 canvas, and I have my colors all ready, and I'm going to make a dirty pour. Now I'm going to start out with black. Some turquoise. And then some white. That's enough for now. I can always make more if I need it. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this same white on my canvas. This is going to be a wet white background. What it does, it helps your pour slide around. It gives it more of a slick surface. That's all it does. That's the only reason I'm doing this, is because it helps your pour grow on its own. Doesn't need to be a lot, but it needs to be enough where it'll stay wet for the duration. I have a tendency to overdo it, so I'm going back and making sure it's not too deep of a pool. Always remember what your tendencies are. All right, it's wet, it's smeared around. Clean my hand off a little bit. Now here's my dirty pour. I'm going to do the swirl technique. I put this in a paper cup because I like to be able to pinch the paper. The plastic cups don't do this. It's not critical to have a paper cup, but if I have them, I like to use them. I'm going to start out right in the middle. I'm going to let it come out for a minute, and now I'm going to start going in a circle. Constant circle in the same place. You can see right now that it's turquoise and black coming out. The white will come out later. But I'm staying steady, staying in the center, and I'm letting these rings pattern develop, and see how they're spreading on their own. That's where the white background helps make that happen. Just take your time. Now the white's finally coming out, creating some rings of its own. You can stop at any time. I'm going to keep going so I have plenty to spread around. All right, I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to tilt it. Just gently. I'm not going to go over the whole canvas. I'm going to do a partial coverage here with this big one. You can see I still got cells even though there's no silicone in it. I'm just going to tilt it around until I get it spread out, but not total spread. All right, I'm going to let it tilt over the side. Just tilt it till you see something you like. Okay, I'm going to stop right there. Now what's going to happen is I'm going to make, I still have paint left in this, but I think I'm going to set it aside and start a new one. Again, I have a smaller paper cup. I'm going to use more white. Since this is primarily black, I'm going to use more white in this one. Now I'm going to make little mini swirls here. Let me stir it just slightly so some of this black comes up. Make a point in my cup. It looks different every time you do this. This one is more subtle because you got primarily white, but you can see the black rings coming out. See, in this case, the white came out first. And I want to show you something else. I'm gonna pour right in the center here. See, there's no rules as far as this goes. If you want to make something in the middle here, you just do it. See, this is kind of fun now. I'm liking this. This little ring here is, I'm liking this the best of all. Okay. I'm gonna do another small one. I'll add some turquoise, some more white, and then whatever black is left over in the cup, I'm gonna fill up some more space here. This is a nice pattern. The trick is to get more than one color coming out at once, and when you first start pouring, you tend to get the whatever color is rising at the top comes out, and then it starts coming out more than one at once. So here we go. There's a little bit of black showing. These are small details. I think these types of things might be best on a small painting because of the small detail aspect of it. Now I can tilt some and see what happens. Move things around some. I think what I'm going to do another black and white just while we're on a roll. I got a new cup for this. I'm gonna straddle the edge here. That's a really nice pattern. I'm going to keep going with this one because I like what's happening. If you don't like what's happening, you can stop. And if you do like what's happening, you can keep going until you run out of paint or until it just turns solid. Now I'm going to try something I haven't tried before, just for fun. While I have this going, I'm going to try a more elliptical. I haven't done this, so we'll see if anything happens here, as opposed to just circular. These circles are going to distort anyway, but I'll see what happens when I intentionally distort it. So you could go on and on with this. I'm going to leave this as a partial coverage. There's a lot of white space around here. I kind of like that. Makes it a little different than the ones where you tilt and do full coverage. I still have some nice pattern going over the edge on two sides, which is good. I could let these run over the side. I think I'm going to leave it like that. It's kind of a space odyssey looking thing to me. So there you go. It's really easy. Just remember, no silicone. See, I still got some cells coming up, even though I had no silicone in it. Some of the patterns on the smaller ones broke up. It'll change over time, and then you'll get some of these smaller ones. They seem to hold their little circular pattern better. So give it a try. It's like a science experiment. It's a lot of fun. When I first started doing these, I couldn't stop. I did a whole bunch of them. So I hope you like this video. I hope this gives you some inspiration to try this swirl technique. And if you like my videos, I hope you'll consider supporting my channel. There are many ways to do it. I have PayPal, Patreon. I have some really cool merchandise at paintpouringpeople.com. I also have an Amazon supply list. If you need supplies, please click on the links below for my supply list link, etc. And subscribe if you're new. Like and comment, and we'll see you next time.